Hello friends, in this video we will look at delayed execution in JavaScript. So we are going to explore setTimeOut and setInterval functions here. Also we will look at mouse events and how to handle that in JavaScript. In JavaScript you can set a timer using setTimeOut, which executes after specified millisecond elapses. Have a look at the function parameters. Here is the setTimeOut function call, and it takes two parameters. The first parameter can be any expression or a function call. The second parameter is a timeout, which is specified in milliseconds. So what happens, let us take this example, whatever you see here above. Here we specified second parameter as at 1000, that means 1000 millisecond. 1000 millisecond is 1 second. So after 1 second elapses, it makes a call to the first parameter. That means if it is a function, it will make a call to that function, or if it is an expression, it will evaluate that expression. But that happens after this 1 second elapses. So the setTimeOut makes a delayed execution of whatever you specify in the first parameter. How much delay? That delay is specified by making use of a second parameter. How many times the expression or function will be called? So only one time. So that's the answer for setTimeOut. Let us look at an example. Here is the HTML file. Inside the HTML file, we have a body, and inside the body we have three elements. H1, that's for displaying the heading. The input element, if you look, it's a button type, and button label is called timer delay, and the button handles the on-click event. The button handles the on-click event. So when user clicks the button, it will make a call to the print method, which we are going to define in JavaScript above. H3 is a element, and here we specified the ID as a H3 out. So we will use this H3 element inside the JavaScript, and we will populate some text. Inside the JavaScript, we defined a function called delayed print, which takes a message as parameter. Then that message is assigned to the H3 element. Here, if you see, we are not directly assigning, we are appending the content which is already there in H3. Then we are adding this new message. Then we have a function called print, and in this print function we are making call to setTimeOut. For the setTimeOut, the first parameter what we are passing is the call to the delayed print function. Since it's a call to the delayed print function, we are supplying a parameter which is timeout called. So that string is the parameter we are passing to delayed print. Then for the setTimeOut method, the second parameter, we specify the timeout. First we specify 3 seconds, second we specify 4 seconds, third we specify 5 seconds. Likewise, we called this setTimeOut 6 times. So let us take the very first call, setTimeOut, which makes a call to delayed print, and it has a timeout of 3000 milliseconds. So JavaScript execution engine will call this delayed print after 3 seconds in the very first statement in the print method. So here the call to setTimeOut is not a blocking call. That means once JavaScript knows this function for, after calling the setTimeout, the very first setTimeout, JavaScript won't wait for 3 seconds. So it immediately goes and execute the next statement that has a 4-second delay. Here also JavaScript won't wait for 4 seconds and it moves to the next one. So that's why when we execute this example in IE, we will see a message after 3-second delay. Once the first message is printed, we will see the second message immediately after the first message. That means with a short duration of 1 second. The third message will display 1 second from the previous message. So if you look at the total timeout delay, that is 3 seconds, 4 seconds and 5 seconds. But because since the all the 6 methods are called immediately, 6 methods in the sense here we are talking about the setTimeout. All 6 timeout will got called immediately after calling the each function. So the delay is applied only for calling the delayed print message function. Alright, now we will go and execute this in IE. So here is our first example. Let us open that in Notepad+. So this one we already saw. In the body we have a h1, then we have a input element, type is button, and on click it will make a call to the print method. Then we have a h3 element with the id h3out. The print method makes call to setTimeout 6 times, and you can see the first method, the delayed print will be called after 3 seconds, then after 4 seconds, after 5 seconds, after 6 seconds from this base t. Alright, now we will execute this. So I'm going to click this button. You can see the message timeout called. So that's what we are passing to this delayed print, right? This timeout called. This will be printed after I click, but it takes 3 seconds to print the first message. After that, the every message will get printed for 5 seconds. So this will be printed at 3 seconds, then 4, 5, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, then 10 seconds. So you will see this message get displayed with 3 second delay, and last message also get printed with 3 second delay when compared to the previous print. But the intermediate messages get printed with 1 second delay. Also, one more point what you have to notice, this message will be, this function will be called only once. So this is the setTimeout method. This is the setTimeout method. So it will call delayed print after 3 second elapses. After that it won't call this delayed print. That means it will call this only once. So totally we will see a 6 message get printed with the interval specified here in the comment. Okay, let me click this button. And you will see a delay now. If you see, once I click here, there is a 3 second delay to print this message. So the intervals are like, once I click this, immediately we come from here to here, then we will execute this. So first this is executed, then this will get executed. Likewise, JavaScript will keep on executing the other statement because this is not a blocking call. So that's why, so after a button click, you will see this message with a 3-second delay. After that, there is a 4-second delay, 5-second delay. So these delays are from the time, I mean, let us say the base time is t. This base time here is clicking the button. So now you can read the comment and you will understand it. Let me refresh and execute it again and you can see. Alright. Now let us look at setInterval. In JavaScript, you can set a timer using a setInterval, which executes after specified millisecond elapses. So it's just like our previous setTimeOut method. Have a look at the function parameters. It also looks the same. The first parameter can be an expression or a function call. The second parameter is a timeout interval. So since here it is an interval, JavaScript execution engine will call the first parameter for every 1 second. So if we specify second parameter as 5000 millisecond, then it will call the first parameter, whether it is function or expression, repeatedly, and the repeat interval is 5 seconds. Let us look at an example. Here we have a input type button and value is hold print. That means a hold to print. So here the button fires two events. One is onmousedown and another one is onmouseup. Onmousedown is the event. It will get fired when you place the mouse cursor on this input button and holding down the left mouse button. So that time it will produce onmousedown. Onmousup will get produced when you release the left mouse button. So when you hold down the left mouse button, we are making call to start timer start, and when you release your mouse button, we will stop our timer. I mean, we are making call to timer stop. So at runtime, you will see a button and you can press down that button to print some message. Then you can release the button to stop the timer. Then we have a h3 element to populate the demo message. So here opening our script tag, then we declare a variable called timer. Then we are defining the timer start method, and you can have a look at the input element. This timer start will get called when you hold down your left mouse button on the button hold print. Now let's come back to the timer start method. Here we are calling setInterval. For setInterval, there are two parameters. First parameter we are making call to the delayed print, so which we will write now, and the second parameter we are specifying it as 1000 millisecond. That means JavaScript engine will make a call to delayed print every 1 second. So here is our delayed print. Here we are setting the h3 element with the message whatever is passed as parameter. By looking at timer start, we can say that parameter passed to this delayed print function is timeout called. So that's the string parameter we are passing to it. Next, in the timer stop, we are making call to clear interval, and for clear interval we are passing the variable timer, And if you see, the timer variable is populated during the timer start method. We make a call to setInterval and we assign that timer to the variable timer. Then in the timer stop method, we are making call to clear timer to stop the timer. Now let us look at the demo. So here is our second example. So whatever you saw here in the slide, that is coded here, and we named this as JavaScript demo2.html. Here we have a input button and we are handling on mouse up and on mouse down. Then we are starting the timer in the timer start function. We collect it inside a variable, then we stop the timer in the timer stop. Let us execute this. So now I am going to hold down the mouse left mouse button, and if you see, the delayed print is called repeatedly for every 1 second. Now I will release my mouse button, and if you see, the timer is stopped now. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.